All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. Give everybody a minute. I think we'll have a few more people joining. We'll probably only just give it a minute before I go. Hope everybody's staying warm wherever you are. I know it's negative 10 degrees here. So, all right, let's get started. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. It's about driving efficiency in the modern enterprise. Now, before we begin, let me take a moment to introduce myself and what we're going to be covering today. So my name is Brian Trippy. I'm the lead technical architect of the ServiceNow practice here at Concurrency. I've got over 2 decades in the ITSM and IT operations space with a focus and expertise on implementation, automation, and process design. So today's webinar focuses on tools and strategies and best practices that you can enable to streamline operations, improve efficiency, and position your org for success in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned ServiceNow user exploring the platform for the first time, or our goal is to equip you with basically actionable insights that are going to drive real results. So now we understand that every single organization is a little bit unique. With its own set of challenges and priorities. That's why today's session's designed to be both informative and practical, covering a whole bunch of different topics that you can adapt to your specific needs. Now, by the end of this session, what I'm hoping is you'll have a clear understanding of how ServiceNow can drive efficiency and innovation in your organization, and how to start implementing these strategies effectively. So, thank you for taking the time to join us, and yeah, let's get started. Okay, now before we dive into the details, let me take a moment to provide some context for today's webinar. Orgs today are facing a growing set of challenges: increased complexity in operations, rising customer expectations, tighter budgets, and a rapid evolving tech landscape. So to address these challenges, people are turning to platforms like ServiceNow to help streamline workflows, enhance efficiency, and improve decision-making. But why ServiceNow? So ServiceNow stands out because it offers an integrated platform that connects people, processes, technology across your org. Whether you're managing IT incidents, streamlining HR processes, or automating customer service workflows, ServiceNow can give you all the tools to do it efficiently and effectively. But what's in it for you? So let's talk about what we aim to accomplish today. By the end of this session, you'll understand the tools and strategies available in ServiceNow to drive operational efficiency, learn practical best practices that you can start implementing immediately to get the most out of your investment in ServiceNow, be equipped with a roadmap for preparing your org for the demands of 2025 and beyond. Now, whether you're a technician or professional focused on implementation, or a business leader driving strategic initiatives, or just an end user looking to provide and improve day-to-day productivity, this webinar kind of has something for everybody. But I'd like to encourage anybody on the session to think about not just this as a presentation, but as an opportunity to reflect on your own org's journey. So consider these questions as we proceed. Are you fully leveraging the tools that you already have? What are the biggest pain points in your processes and current workflows? And how can the strategies we discussed today help you tackle some of those challenges? By keeping these questions in mind, you'll be able to align the insights from today's session with your own unique needs and goals. So why does 2025 matter? So looking ahead, the pressure to innovate and deliver faster is only going to increase, right? As digital transformations accelerate, orgs must provide efficiency, agility, and be able to scale just to stay competitive. This makes today's discussion not just relevant, but kind of urgent. Now, together, we'll explore how ServiceNow's tools and strategies can empower your org to meet the demands head on. And in a moment, we'll walk you through the agenda for today's webinar. Each section's kind of been designed to give you both a high-level understanding of key concepts and actionable steps that you can kind of take immediately. So let's take a look at the agenda and look at what we'll be covering. So we'll start by discussing the trends shaping enterprise efficiency. What challenges are driving the need for streamlined operations and how ServiceNow is positioned to help organizations adapt. Second, we'll talk about understanding and optimizing your licensing. A lot of organizations underutilize the licenses they already own or purchase new modules without realizing the potential of their existing entitlements. And in this section, we'll explore the strategies for maximizing your ROI through licensing optimization. Next, we'll dive into ServiceNow's AI-driven assistant, Now Assist. We'll explore how predictive intelligence can automate workflows, resolve incidents faster, and even integrate with other AI models for advanced functionality. Now, another thing orgs are starting to play around with is something called playbooks. Now, playbooks are pre-built workflows designed to simplify extremely complex processes. We'll show you how playbooks ensure consistency, reduce resolution times, and improve compliance across IT, HR, customer service, and various other functions in ServiceNow. Now, designer experiences are something that are kind of new at ServiceNow. And in this section, we'll look at the tools that empower you to create tailored workflows, automate repetitive tasks, and scale your operations with relatively minimal effort. Now, as we approach 2025, adopting new tools and strategies are going to be critical. So preparing and going through that is going to give you actionable steps to ensure a smooth transition and give you some measurable success. Finally, we'll open it for some Q&A. This is your chance to ask about any specific challenges you're facing or explore areas of interest in greater depth. Now, each section of this webinar is designed to be insightful, so feel free to take notes. And remember that we'll be sharing additional resources after the webinar to help you implement some of these strategies. So let's take a look at our first section, what the efficiency landscape is kind of looking like in 2025. So as critical context as to why tools like ServiceNow are so essential today, the business environment is kind of evolving rapidly in three kind of key areas, right? So we have a growing reliance on AI-driven automation, right? AI isn't just an innovative concept, it's become a necessity for orgs looking to stay competitive. Businesses are increasingly leveraging AI to predict and prevent operational issues before they occur, automate repetitive, time-consuming tasks, freeing up internal resources for more strategic work, enhance decision-making with data-driven insights. Let's take an example. AI can analyze historical patterns to predict when IT systems are likely to experience failures, automatically schedule preventative maintenance. This kind of minimizes downtime and ensures that whatever service is being delivered gets delivered successfully. Another trend we're seeing is demand for seamless workflows and more user-centric design concepts. So today's workforce kind of expects intuitive tools that make their job easier, not harder. So user-centric designs that kind of integrate seamlessly across departments and systems, eliminate bottlenecks and manual handoffs of information, provide real-time visibility into tasks, projects, and processes. A great example of this is, utilizing ServiceNow playbooks. These workflows guide teams through complex step-by-step processes, ensuring that those processes are followed consistently and generating audit trails and compliance while improving the end user experience. Another focus is on, and this is kind of a big one for this year, is scalability and cost reduction. So doing a lot more with less and saving on costs. Organizations are under constant pressure to do more with less. This means adopting tools that scale effortlessly as your business kind of grows. Consolidation of redundant systems and bringing those systems into a centralized solution. Again, to reduce operational costs, and deliver more ROI through either increased efficiency, automation, reducing errors, saving time. ServiceNow as a platform is designed to not only grow with your organization, ensuring that you can handle, increased workloads without the need for extensive reconfigurations or even additional investment. So again, we'll come back. Why kind of ServiceNow? All of these trends kind of underscore the importance of a platform like ServiceNow, with tools like Now Assist, Playbooks, and designer experiences like Automation Engine and Platform and Playbook Designer. Service not only helps to adapt these trends, but thrive in them. Now Assist using AI to predict and resolve issues, Playbooks to standardize workflows for consistency and compliance. Designer experiences empower your teams to create custom workflows without needing extensive technical skill. As we move forward, think about how these trends are impacting your organization. Are you leveraging AI at all to effectively reduce manual workloads? Do automated workflows integrate seamlessly across different teams and systems? Are your tools scalable and cost efficient? Answering some of these questions, you'll gain a bit of clarity on where ServiceNow can make the biggest impact for your individual organization. All right. Well, there we go. Now, let's drive into something critical, but it's always overlooked, and it's something that we've seen in the past year that has really, really started to gain a lot of traction. With budget constraints, licensing optimization is a critical overlooked area. When organizations invest in platforms like ServiceNow, it's not a cheap product, and there's often a focus on what's new, what new modules, new features, or new integrations can we deploy. But equally as important is taking advantage of the tools and entitlements that you already own. So here are some key reasons why licensing optimizations should be a priority for any org, right? A lot of orgs we were seeing have been doing a lot of over purchasing. Many orgs end up buying more features or more modules that duplicate capabilities that they already have. For example, you may have access to performance analytics, but it's not activated because maybe the team wasn't aware of what it could do or its potential. Your licensing investment should translate into some sort of measurable value, right? If certain entitlements are underutilized, you're essentially leaving money on the table. Features like virtual agent or predictive intelligence can drive significant efficiency gains, but only if they're deployed effectively. A lot of things that we were seeing last year were a lot of misaligned deployments, right? And misaligned deployments can cause compliance issues, which can be costly. For example, deploying modules or features that are outside the scope of your licensing agreement might result in unexpected audit findings from ServiceNow and costly penalties from additional licensing that you're not entitled to. But let's take a look at some of the most common mistakes that we see, right? So deploying outside the agreement, right? So this happens kind of in the world of shadow IT, right? So people that may have access at an administrative capacity, and teams start to implement features without checking to see if they're covered under a specific licensing agreement. It's important to align whatever deployment you're doing to the entitlements that you're allotted from ServiceNow to avoid compliance risks, right? Overlooking unutilized modules. This was a big one last year. It's easy to overlook features that you already own, especially in large organizations. For example, a client recently purchased a third-party chatbot solution, only to realize that their ServiceNow license already included virtual agents, so they could have just leveraged that without spending the additional funds. So let's discuss how you can proactively manage your licensing to ensure maximum value, right? Make it a practice to review your licensing agreement at least quarterly, right? A lot of teams are looking for added benefit, and looking for features in modules that you may have and you're paying for, but not necessarily use it. Leverage tools like ServiceNow's subscription management. So the subscription management dashboard inside of ServiceNow provides a basic overarching view of your entitlements and how they're being utilized. It'll help you identify unused and underutilized features, ensuring you're not overpaying. Map your licensing to what your business objectives are. So align your licensing with organizational goals. For instance, if you're improving customer support is one of your priorities, ensure you're leveraging features like customer service management and things like virtual agent to their fullest potential to maximize the ROI from a customer service perspective. So here's a few questions to consider when you're thinking about licensing optimization in your org. Are you fully aware of what's included in your ServiceNow licensing? How often are you reviewing and analyzing those entitlements? Are there features that you're paying for and haven't deployed? We recently had a customer that went through their licensing and determined that they could reduce licensing in some areas, saving hundreds of thousands of dollars on their renewal by removing those additional licenses and saving those costs over their next contract. By addressing some of these questions, you'll ensure your org's not only compliant, but maximizing the value of its investment inside of ServiceNow. All right. So now we're going to turn our focus to kind of one of the most transformative tools inside of ServiceNow, Now Assist. And it's not only Now Assist, it's the underlying architecture that ServiceNow is using to integrate Now Assist into its own large language model, but also gives you the capability to integrate into other LLMs. Now, AI is revolutionizing how orgs approach efficiency, right? From automating repetitive tasks to offering actionable insights. AI-powered tools like Now Assist have become essential for teams looking to streamline their operations. So how does Now Assist work? Now Assist is kind of designed to help teams work smarter, not harder. Here's how it accomplishes that. Leverages tools like predictive incident resolution. It looks at historical data in your instance and leverages machine learning, and Now Assist can predict root causes of incidents or suggest resolution steps. For example, let's say an email server goes down. Now Assist might recommend checking specific logs or restarting services or linking you to a relevant knowledge article. What about looking at your tasks and how they're prioritized? Incident tasks can be automatically categorized based on their severity, impact, urgency. This ensures critical issues are addressed first, reducing downtime and improving service delivery. It also allows you to integrate with external large language models. Now, while ServiceNow Now Assist is built on ServiceNow's AI capabilities, its potential is amplified when it's integrated with external large language models or even internal Azure-based LLMs like OpenAI's ChatGPT or other domain-specific internal AI tools. Right? And I hear everybody talk about data safety and not giving your data to these large LLMs. So taking your due diligence and making sure that they're internal to your org is essential in taking steps like this to make sure you not only maintain data sovereignty within your own org, but also leverage the capabilities that these AI solutions are giving you to host these solutions internally. But what does this integration enable, right? So it can enable enhanced knowledge context text. So Now Assist can pass along internal contextual information to a large language model to generate more detailed solutions. Maybe a greater explanation or recommendation, or maybe look for complex specialized issues. So let's take for instance, let's take a financial organization. Maybe you're doing some issue resolving and the LLM could analyze maybe a regulation or suggest a compliant solution during a particular incident resolution. What else? Maybe dynamic learning by combining structured data of ServiceNow with the broader capabilities of what larger language models can offer. Teams can get access to constantly evolving repositories of insights, right? These integrations bring a deeper layer of intelligence to ServiceNow, allowing orgs to tackle challenges that extend beyond standard operational workflows. And I think one of the largest things that are coming out, especially in 25, is agentic AI, right? So not only just taking in information and offering a more standardized chat-based experience that's more human-like and natural, but creating a system that's capable of not only just assisting, but autonomously taking action, right? So when coupled with Now Assist, agentic AI can handle entire workflows with a little human intervention. So what does that kind of look like in practice? So what if we had proactive incident management, right? Let's say an anomaly is detected in your IT system. Agentic AI can autonomously maybe do a few things. Open a ticket in ServiceNow, run predefined diagnostic scripts maybe on the server, apply a resolution, such as maybe restarting a service or rolling back a change. Agentic AI doesn't just follow, predefined rules, it adapts. For example, maybe during a major outage, it could dynamically allocate resources based on team availability and the severity of the particular incident. What about decision-making at scale? In multi-step processes like change management, agentic AI can evaluate different variables such as risk level, stakeholder approvals, the service that a CI is operating against or being changed against to make informed decisions. So here's why Now Assist combined with integrations and agentic AI is a game changer, right? We're always trying to claw back time. Like, how long does it take us to do things? So agentic AI and Now Assist helps with that. Predictive insights, automated workflows can drastically reduce the time spending in resolving incidents. Again, reducing manual effort. By automating repetitive tasks, teams can focus on strategic priorities instead of routine troubleshooting. And integrating into large language models enable AI to provide more rich, more accurate insights tailored to specific situations. As your organizations grows, AI can scale with you, managing increased workloads without additional overhead. So now that we've discussed Now Assist and AI use cases and benefits, consider these questions. Are your teams spending too much time on tasks and troubleshooting that's repetitive? Could predictive AI reduce your downtime and operations? How might integrations with advanced tools like ChatGPT or Gemini enhance your workflows? Thinking through some of these will help you kind of identify where Now Assist can have the greatest impact on your org. All right. So let's move on to something a little bit more practical, right? Oftentimes in organizations, we're always trying to streamline processes, streamline operations, make sure that we're doing things in a specific order. Now, Playbooks is probably one of the most practical tools in ServiceNow for streamlining, your operational and process efficiency. Playbooks act as like a visual step-by-step guide that ensures consistency across your organization's workflows. They're particularly valuable for teams managing complex or repeatable processes. They break down the process into manageable stages, track progress, and give you audit and compliance at every step. Now, playbooks are essentially pre-configured workflows embedded into ServiceNow work items that allow your teams to follow structured processes. Every stage of a process is clearly defined, ensuring consistency and minimizing errors. You can track the progress in real time, right? Playbooks provide full visibility into where a task stands, what's completed, what's pending, and it ensures accountability. Tasks are assigned to specific individuals or groups with clear due dates and expectations, and that can drive forward efficiency. So, what are some key benefits of playbooks? Here's why playbooks are so effective. Standardization, right? Standardizing your workflows, playbooks ensure that no critical step in your org is missed, right? For example, an IT incident resolution, every incident kind of follows the same sequence from, did I just move that? Yes, I did. And what it'll allow you to do is it ensures accountability, right? So making sure that when they're working through that particular incident, it allows you to see exactly where in that incident people are being impacted and where things are being taken care of. It also allows for faster resolutions. With a clear roadmap, for completing tasks, teams can resolve issues faster, right? Playbooks eliminate kind of the ambiguousness of, a ticket. So there's no need for a lot of back and forth to get to the next step. It also improves compliance, right? A lot of industries require strict adherence to specific processes, especially in finance, healthcare, legal, IT security, especially. Playbooks enforce that compliance by embedding required actions, approvals, documentation directly into those workflows. So, what are some use cases for playbooks, right? One, as you can see on the screen right here, incident resolution, right? Imagine an incident involving a critical application outage, right? The playbook can guide your team through logging the incident, triaging it based on impact and priority, assigning the appropriate resolver group, tackling those resolution steps and including diagnostics or fixes, having them confirm that closure with the end user. Again, making it consistent. It ensures every incident is handled the same. It reduces the likelihood of errors or delays. Another big one, HR onboarding. How often are HR teams managing multiple onboarding tasks simultaneously? An HR onboarding playbook can set up new IT equipment for the new hire. Make sure they take their training or go through compliance objectives. Everybody's favorite thing, enrolling employee in benefits. Every single task is assigned to the specific team that is relevant to that individual. So it ensures smooth onboarding for that particular employee. Another big one we've been seeing is customer service workflows, right? In customer service, resolving complex issues requires coordination across multiple different departments. A playbook can guide agents through escalation processes, ensuring seamless handoffs and faster resolutions. So, since we discussed playbooks, consider these particular thoughts. Are your workflows standardized across teams? Do processes vary depending on who's involved? How much time is spent resolving issues to unclear task assignments or missing steps? Could visibility into workflow progress improve accountability, reduce delays? The answer is yes to any of these. Playbooks could really make a significant impact in your operations. So think about giving them a try. All right. Now that we've explored playbooks, let's take a look at how you can go a step deeper by creating custom workflows with ServiceNow's designer experiences. There are designer tools that provide the ability to automate and scale workflows tailored to your organization's specific needs, all without requiring deep technical expertise. So let's break down some of the key tools within the designer experience for ServiceNow. One is Flow Designer. Flow Designer is a no-code tool that allows you to automate repetitive tasks, create seamless workflows. It's got integrations into, depending on your licensing, 178 different external tools. And with this drag and drop interface, you can define triggers, actions, and conditions that execute automatically when specific events occur. For example, you could automate the IT approval process for change requests. That's existing out of box, but what if you need to modify it or change it? Being able to have somebody that's maybe not as technically adept go into that flow and make changes without having to be a deep technical developer or deep person as far as the process is concerned, all being able to make just strategic changes to that workflow is extremely efficient. What about other different processes? What if you wanted to create a brand new specific process for a specific maybe service? There's also another designer suite called Process Automation Designer. Now, this tool is ideal for managing complex multi-department workflows. It provides a visual representation of the entire process, like what you're seeing on the screen with this automated phishing playbook, showing how tasks and flows go between teams. Imagine a scenario where a major upgrade requires input from finance or procurement and IT teams. Process Automation Designer ensures that every department knows what their responsibilities are, what the timeline is, and it reduces delays and confusion. And that saves us time and gives us back that time to do other things. And finally, Playbook Designer. Like what we just saw before. Playbook Designer is if you want to create custom playbooks, like the ones we discussed earlier. Playbooks Designer is your go-to tool. It allows you to define every single stage of a workflow and then customize the tasks, conditions, and transitions involved. For instance, you could design your HR playbook for the employee offboarding. Maybe that includes tasks like revoking access to systems, collecting company property, and progressing or processing final payments for their last paycheck. So what are some key benefits? Why are some of these tools so powerful? They're scalable. They allow you to design and build workflows that grow with your org. As your processes evolve, your teams expand, these tools can adapt without requiring major overhauls. They can be deployed rapidly. These tools require little to no coding if you're using the default actions. Of course, you can get deeply complex with all of these tools, but they can be developed with little to no code. You can build and deploy them quickly, right? That means faster time to value for various initiatives in your org. And it allows for customization, right? So again, every org is unique. Designer experiences allow you to tailor those workflows for your specific requirements and goals. Whether it's automating simple approval processes or coordinating a complex project, these designer experiences put the power into your hands. All right, so here's a few examples of how orgs are using designer experiences, right? Manipulating change management approvals for the new change model arena, right? So a common challenge for a lot of orgs is ensuring that, change management and changes are reviewed and approved by the right people and making them dynamic, maybe based on service, department, or criticality. With Flow Designer, you can automate that process by setting up triggers for maybe that specific change model, different notifications, tracking approvals, and ensuring that documents are provided for specific decisions. Your HR onboarding and offboarding requests. These are major ones, right? Making sure that these integrate with those third-party systems in order to properly process onboarding requests, offboarding requests, making sure that they're stage gated according to specific stages within that particular onboarding and offboarding process. With Flow Designer, employees can submit requests and managers can approve them. HR can track and lead balances all in one streamlined workflow. What about multi-department collaboration? Projects that require input from multiple departments can become bottlenecked by, sending 50 emails between different departments and all of the things being tracked by email. That miscommunication or not having clear responsibilities can derail that, cross-departmental integration. Process automation can help streamline that task to make sure every task is assigned, tracked, and completed in the right sequence. So now that we've discussed kind of designer experiences, I want you to think about these questions in your head. Are there repetitive tasks in your org that can be automated? How much time do your teams spend in coordinating multi-step, multi-department workflows? Are you currently able to customize workflows to address unique challenges in your business? Now, if these questions resonate with you, designer experiences could be a game changer for your org. All right. So now that we've explored tools and strategies available in ServiceNow, let's discuss how you can position your org for success as we approach 2025. Now, preparing for the future isn't just about deploying new technologies. It's about adopting them strategically to ensure that you're delivering measurable results, right? So to maximize the impact of your ServiceNow implementation, consider these key strategies, right? Train your teams on new tools and tools that you're entitled to. So no matter how powerful your tools are, they're only effective if your teams know how to use them. So invest in training programs or use the training modules that are available to you in ServiceNow, or you as a purchaser of the ServiceNow platform, whether they're professionals, HR staff, customer service individuals, get them trained up. Start small, but think big. Start with smaller, high impact deployments that address immediate pain points, right? For example, ITSM workflows to manage incidents and changes can provide quick wins, or thinking about the top 10 requests in your org that can be thoroughly automated and reduce that downtime over a large swath of your organization. Scale gradually. Once you've established a successful baseline, expand to other areas. Then you can start thinking about other modules like ITOM or HR or CSM or even SecOps. Take an iterative approach. Get user feedback, pilot groups, refine those processes, and ensure that you're able to deploy these with relatively good adoption numbers. Always leverage phased implementations. Don't try to do everything at once. A lot of companies that we've seen this past year try to do a lot of things all at the same time. And doing that, you never ever do everything great the first time. So in the example that's in the screen to my right, and I'm going to blow this up in a little bit, there's different phases, right? So in this example, it's ITSM and ITOM, but what if it's ITSM or HR, or ITSM or CSM, or CSM and HR? The multitude of different ways that you can implement and integrate is vast, but the foundations are still the same. So like if you're deploying ITSM, start with your core workflows like IT service management, and then do your portal, and then requests, and then change management, then problem management. Maybe you want to throw in major incident management. Then maybe phase 2 would be HR or CSM after you've had a good run rate with ITSM. Then maybe you want to add in after that advanced capabilities like performance analytics, virtual agent, predictive intelligence, to further enhance your efficiency. And then maybe you want to involve SIM in your process and do continual improvement management to get and reiterate on those processes over time. So to ensure your efforts are delivering tangible value, track these key metrics, right? Time saved through automation. Track how long these processes are taking you in a manual fashion now versus how much time it would take to automate them, and then how much time you'll benefit doing those automations and the savings that it generates you, and then benchmark that against an average salary number for your org. Reduce your operational costs, right? Look for areas of opportunity to reduce downtime with fewer errors through automation or how you're allocating resources. Look at user satisfaction and how things are being adopted. You know, a lot of times we've ran into a lot of deployments where they didn't do enough marketing, enough piloting, enough user feedback, and their adoption rates tanked as a result. We want to make sure that your implementation is effective and also user-friendly. Having users be able to find things. Monitoring all of these metrics, you're going to validate your progress, but uncover opportunities for what you can do to improve. Now, as you think about your own organization's roadmap, consider these questions. Which areas of your business would benefit from immediate ServiceNow deployments? Right? Do your teams have the training and support they need to adopt the tools effectively? How do you manage success of your implementations now? Answering some of these questions will help you create a roadmap that aligns to your org's goals and sets you up for long-term success. So what I wanted to do is blow up the implementation roadmap that you saw before. Now, this is a step-by-step guide about how ServiceNow wants you to adopt something like ITSM and ITOM. Now, it ensures incremental delivery, and it starts with like your foundational capabilities and evolves to advanced data-driven operations. And the approach is tailored to your org's maturity, and it balances immediate wins and long-term goals. So what do they say to do, right? They say before you start, do a prep phase, right? Before diving into an implementation, it's essential to lay the groundwork. Understand how your operations will transform. Define your desired outcomes. Plan the next steps with your implementer or your solution partner, whether that be us or someone else. Commit to a healthy CMDB. I cannot tell you how important this is. Data quality in your CMDB is one of the most successful things for not only ITOM, not only ITSM, but things like HR, CSM. It's the underpinning for your entire organization. I can't tell you how many projects we did last year to only have to do CMDB data cleanup because it wasn't thought of in the first place. And look into CSDM as well. But this foundation phase that you see, it starts small and then build your core, right? Think about things as far as, incident management, like you build incident management, major incident management. Think about things like knowledge and change. Build out your service catalog, request management. If you're doing ITOM, start things with things like discovery, looking at your entire infrastructure, bringing those CIs into your CMDB, and start populating a strong CMDB for further use. Your foundation is all about stabilizing your environment and reducing chaos. With things like incident management, knowledge management, you should already be, once you deploy the foundational phase, you should already be improving resolution times and reducing strain on your IT teams if you're doing everything incrementally. Next is the crawl phase. The crawl phase introduces capabilities that help manage root cause, reduce manual workarounds, and extend functionality to mobile devices, right? Bringing in things like problem management. Maybe you have a walk-up experience that you'd like to implement. giving your end users and agents the capabilities to not only interface, but also do resolution and resolve things from mobile. Doing things like tag governance and service mapping if you're thinking about aligning your CIs to services in your organization. Oh, oops. Sorry. I just went to the wrong thing. So the crawl phase builds on your foundation. It tries to reduce the recurring volume of incidents and allows you to start leveraging workflows and be more dynamic with mobile-friendly initiatives while improving satisfaction and efficiency. Then we get to the walk phase, right? I think everybody's heard of the crawl, walk, run, fly. Now in the walk phase, orgs start leveraging advanced automation and predictive capabilities, right? Maybe here is where we start growing things like your Now agent, right? Virtual agent. Or maybe we want to start deploying other capabilities like interactive interfaces, things that enhance your end user experience. Maybe more portal capabilities, giving end users more automated capability. Maybe you want to start venturing into service portfolio management, gain full visibility into the life cycle of all of your services. Maybe now is the time where we're wanting to deploy performance analytics to analyze trends and processes. This is where the walk phase really is where automation starts to make an impact, right? Things like virtual agent and really diving into automation and workflow and process design and deploying things like performance analytics gives you the insights to really continuously improve and start really running that SIM org. Then we get into things like your run phase. Now, this focuses on operations and integrating, advanced things for that particular module. In this instance, ITOM, right? So maybe you want to integrate things like event management or cloud migration assessment and governance, looking at your cloud estate, looking at the budgeting, looking at efficiencies. Where can you save money? Where can you save costs? Now we want to start looking at our layering in your management and success dashboards, right? By now, we should have enough actionable information to be able to start really making some decisions on where our org is going. This phase is all about scaling intelligently by focusing on reliability and things like cloud governance. In the realm of ITOM, you're trying to reduce risk, improve uptime, and again, make your operations achieve a lot more. Now, here's where a lot of orgs want to go, and that's your fly phase. So in the fly phase, organizations are fully embracing, data and AI and automated workflows. They're trying to do things like workforce optimization, where you're trying to look into IT workloads and how to optimize across your IT resource stack. Really diving into process optimization and how to squeeze those extra few percent out of your processes. Doing benchmarks, looking at how your org is benchmarked against other orgs that are doing something similar. This is the ultimate phase of maturity in AI. Benchmarking allows you to optimize your processes, but also kind of stay competitive by continually comparing how you're performing against your peers. Now, how do we track progress through each of these phases? So we and ServiceNow recommend measuring it by time savings and your efficiency improvements. How many of your incidents are resolved within a particular SLA? User satisfaction, right? How satisfied are your users by doing CSATs over a wide swath of your org? How much can you quantify the reduction in manual effort in your operational costs? Success isn't just about deploying tools, it's about achieving those measurable outcomes. And the roadmap includes clear metrics to kind of help you track and progress and demonstrate ROI at every stage. Again, no two organizations are going to follow the exact same path, but the foundation crawl, walk, run, fly framework ensures incremental progress and long-term success. Now, it allows you to focus on the immediate value of each phase, but allow you to keep the end goals in mind with scalability, automation, and AI-driven insights. So, what are the main points to remember for today's session? Leverage AI and automation. Tools like Now Assist can help transform your org to resolve incidents and automate repetitive tasks. We can standardize workflows with playbooks. Playbooks ensure your teams follow consistent, compliant workflows, reducing errors and improving efficiency across all your different departments. Designer experiences, right? They provide no-code, low-code tools like Flow Designer and Process Automation Designer to create workflows tailored to your unique business needs. Optimizing your licensing. This is the big one. Understanding and leveraging your existing entitlements. This is huge. You can avoid over-purchasing, reduce your compliance risks, and maximize the value of your ServiceNow by just making sure you're looking at your licensing and leveraging everything that you're entitled to and deploying it as you see fit. All right, now I'd like to open the floor for questions. Feel free to use the chat box or raise your hand if you want, whether it's about specific tools or best practices or challenges you're facing.
Brian, I think Peggy had dropped, but she did ask a question here that was in the chat.
Yeah, go ahead. Somebody want to say it to me?
I can't. Sure, I'll read it to you. Sure. Will ServiceNow Assist eventually be able to do an audit of person ServiceNow access versus roles, etc., to alert for unused licenses, roles, or duplicate licensing or excess licensing by persons? That would be a great help to all the periodic licensing evaluations we have to do currently. Just a thought.
Yep. So Now Assist is moving. It started in ITSM, and now it's broadly moving faster than I've ever seen it in this upcoming year. Now, it hasn't moved into the licensing arena yet, but it's constantly being trained on ServiceNow's data. So it's only a matter of time before it proliferates every aspect of ServiceNow's infrastructure. I'm going to give you an 80% yes that it will eventually be able to notify or allow you to create either a flow or allow you to ask questions of your licensing infrastructure to make those determinations. Yes.
Okay, that's the only questions. Any other questions?
All right. So, what's our call to action? We have a few things that we can do, and hopefully you can choose us to help you with them. The first step is kind of looking at your org and do something like a group envisioning session, right? And here's how you can structure some of those sessions, how we structure them. We look at your business cases of your org. We discuss your pain points, how teams are experiencing the infrastructure in your implementation, how tools like Now Assist, Playbook, and designer experiences could address them. We take a look at, real world examples, how other orgs are doing and implementing solutions in your org. And we also do things like brainstorming pods where we try to break out and do specific use case decision-making groups to try to find where we can pinpoint areas of opportunity within your org to do things like improve efficiency or develop existing tools that you already have access to. And the session is basically about aligning stakeholders to where the value is on ServiceNow and creating a roadmap that aligns to what you guys are trying to do from an organization perspective. Or you have the opportunity to work with us and evaluate a scenario. Once you've outlined those potential use cases, maybe it's time to evaluate. Think of it like testing the waters of a specific entitlement that you may have access to. Maybe you have access to virtual agent, but haven't yet deployed it. Maybe you want to do a POC. We can set up that POC for you and help work with you to go through all of those. Or maybe you want to do Now Assist or develop an LLM proof of concept. We can help you with that as well. Or do a roadmap envisioning session. We can help with that. Another thing, building a pilot, doing those pilots in maybe a more advanced fashion, taking a real use case from your org, building a pilot, or even a process, or develop an entire implementation for a specific module that you guys are doing. Now, those are the things that I'd want to go over today. Remember, start small, stay aligned, and measure your impact. I would like to thank you for joining us. And remember to fill out the survey at the end if you want, and sign up for our free 2-hour ServiceNow environment overview, where we can take a look at your licensing. We can take a look at your environment. We can work through some of those pain points and have discussions on where you might be entitled and have opportunity to deploy solutions across your organization. And we look forward to speaking with you. Thank you for taking the time today.